Good evening. My name is Wahid Lutfi. Today I'm going to show you Linux Ubuntu running as a virtual machine on a host operating system Windows 10. So let's get started. I'm going to minimize the virtual machine here. This is the virtual machine on the right side. So I'm going to click on the minimize here, and you're going to see this blue screen, and that is the command prompt. As you can see, whenever you open a command prompt on Windows operating system, it tells you what version of Windows operating system you're running. In this case, I'm running the home version. As you can see, Windows 10, Microsoft Windows 10. It reveals by running this command, which is system information pipe find string /I for ignore case, and then the host name as a string, and it pulls up all this information up to here. Then I also run the command system information find string /I the model, so I can get the AMD processor family information that this is a 3.1 gigahertz processor AMD architecture, 64-bit architecture actually. So, and then I run also the system information find string /I, ignoring the case for memory. Whether you type in lowercase or uppercase doesn't matter. And you can see that all the 15 gigabyte that I have, it reveals that one. So in fact, if I just minimize this one and open the virtual the virtual box manager, you can see I'm running Linux Ubuntu 22.04 long-term support, and it says running here. So if I click on the show now, as you can see, before I click on the show, you can see that the size of how much memory I have allocated, it shows here about 4 gig. And then the display and all that other information is also there. You can also go under the setting and read that information, and then you can say that, okay, for example, on the system, I can see the processor, there's one, and then motherboard is about, base memory is about 4 gig. So you can see those information as well here, and all the other related things. But the other important thing is that on the virtual machine, I'm configuring it through NAT, network address translation. So it's bridged to the Ethernet cable that I'm connected, which I'm going to show you later on this one. But in order to do that one, you need an internet access in order to just use this one efficiently, so you can use the virtual machine as if it is on the net. It's on the network, and then you can do whatever you want. And as you can see, I can resize it to whatever size I want. So I'm resizing it with this screen here, and then this information is okay having it on the top here. Just to give you an overview of this virtual machine when it's up and running, I can come up here and click on the show application. This is a list of all the application that is available for me. Some of the application that is come in as a snap packages, like Chromium, and this is allowing you to do browser with Chrome on the Linux. And then Opera is also allowing you to run Opera browser. And LibreOffice is just giving you a lot of the Office product like presentation, Excel, and writers, and everything else that you need. And there's additional software that you can do here. And I'm going to just show you one by one. And the other thing that you can do is open a terminal from here. You can just open a terminal here by clicking the terminal, and then it just opens the terminal for you. Or just right click on that desktop and then just choose the terminal. So if I just close this one and I say, well, yeah, that is good, I open it, you could do it easily by right clicking here, and from the menu that displays, you can change the setting, you can change the desktop icon and change the background, everything, which I have shown it in the previous videos, but I'm gonna show you some Linux command on like apt installation, application package toolkits. So I'm going to open a terminal today to show you some of the missing software. In addition to, you have the option of uploading it and installing it. I'm sorry, installing it from the application like Ubuntu software here that last time I did the update, you can do this one using the GUI interface, or you can use the command line interface. I feel more easier to just go for the packages and do spatial packages and do a lot of the configuration from command lines. Usually when you're on Linux, you're a command line person anyway. So let me just show you those stuff here. In order to show you a better screen here, I'm going to do Control-Shift+ on this screen to just resize it a little bit. And then now the size is kind of a little bit better. And I'm going to put it in the center here so you can see what I'm showing you here. At this time, I could say, for example, hostname to see what machine I'm logged on. I'm on algorithm. And then I can say cat etc os-release. So I know what version of operating system I have, OS release. And since yesterday I did the update and upgrade all of those ones, the version that is having all the latest software, and it's still there's some stuff that you have to do it manually, install it because they don't assume that some of the open source community software or GNU utilities or other ones that it is needed. Unless you just need it, you just install it using the apt package or snap package or Debian pkg. So one of those three commands you can use to install them. But I'm using in this one either apt or snap to see show you what I'm going to do here. And this one you can see I'm running 22.04. The code name is Jammy Jellyfish. So let's clear the screen here and then run the top command. When you run top command, it shows you a lot of information here. Let me just make this screen a little bit more wider. I believe it's going to help you better. And then I'm going to make the size one more screen font a little bit bigger. So now if you're watching it on a cell phone, you can easily see everything on the top command. So the top command, it shows us memory usage and then the number of processes that are running, all of them, or with process ID. As you can see on the left side here, the users, the priority, the nice, the virtual memory, and the resident portion, the shared memory, the status, whether it's running or idle or sleep, the CPU, a percentage that is used, the memory, and then the time stamp for the process when it is started, how long has it been on the system, and the actual command path. And you can see here from the top and the time that it just says up in the last 26 minutes because I started 26 minutes ago. So you can also run uptime command. For example, if I type in Q for quit here and say uptime here, you can see that it shows that about 27 minutes now. So if I go back to the top and notice the load average, everything with the uptime, you can see the load average is not too high. It is a really efficient system. You can see that there's no performance issue. In addition, here you can see the CPU usage is 8 or 24% on user level, and then 8.2 on system. The nice, and then idle, wait, and then high level, and actually, this is for SI swap in, swap out stuff there. So we can look at those ones with VMstat, IOstat, and PRstat, and HTOP as well, and PRstat. There's a lot of commands. I will show you some of them today on this session. So here you could see these processes that are up and running. You can also just do this command. If you type in Q for quit and clear the screen, you can say top minus U for user, and then just say W Lutfi, for example, sorry, Wahid. And so the user is Wahid here, and then you can just run it to show all the processes that are user Wahid here. And then if you just quit out of that one, say, okay, let's do env grep minus I and then user. So I'm going to say that is there environment variable user that I can use, which is pointing to the current user that was logged on. So you can do that one by doing that one, or echo $user, since we know that is a user that's pointing to this. Whether you run top lowercase top minus u Wahid, or just replace it with $, and then user. So I'm putting it within braces to make sure that is interpolated properly, and then you can see that it shows Wahid there. But if I choose to do a quit here, and then just let me just do a quit here, and then clear a screen, and then run the same top command. This time I'm going to do top with root minus u, and then root. It's a little bit rusty on the typing. So you can see the root processes here. And there's other options with the top and other ones that we can explore on a given day, but I'm going to show you a few things on each of these commands in order to move on to the next command and save some time, so you could understand a lot of the system and start using this system once you install it, and understand what is this happening there. So at this time, if I want to use the graphic part of this top command, and the command is htop, and if it is not installed, it will tell you that you need to install it. And as you can see here, because this is a system that is just up 27 or 30 minutes ago, it has not been updated with all the latest thing that I need. I could just install them. So here in this case, it says you can do the htop either using snap package with install or app package. If you want to do the snap package, the snap package is self-contained. The entire htop will be containerized. It would be one package. All the dependencies are a part of that package. But the app package, it's going to check on the app repository, and if there's any additional dependencies that are needed, then we can just install it. So in this case, if I just do snap info htop to see that htop package, you can just get the information as you can see on the snap of that one with the snap command. And then at the same time, if I want to just use sudo, I can become sudo once, or I just run it as soon as I need the command there. So if I just don't become, if I just do this sudo su dash this, then it's going to prompt me for the password. And then since I'm on the sudo files for Wahid, I can type in my password, and now I'm root. As you can see, it is root, and then if I type in ID, it is going to say this. If I say get int password root, you can see that it is similar to that, even on the user ID and group ID, everything that are shown here. This is read from the password file and the etc password file. There's also an entry for the root on the etc shadow and also on the group file. So if I just say grep minus I root in etc password and then etc group, even for the shadow file, I'm going to do it because this is a machine that I'm not running. So even though it is encrypted, I don't worry about somebody reading the encrypted password and hack me, because this machine is not going to be, it's a virtual machine. It's not going to be running. You're wasting your time if you're trying to just get this information from this video and then try to see if you can just do something with it. So let's get clear the screen here, and then just doing the snap package. I can do a snap install there, or I can do apt install there. So if I do apt search and then say the name was htop, I could do like that and then search it using apt. So the only difference is that Snap is containerized, which is the whole thing is in one container, and then the apt is just going to look at the repository, which is right here under ls-l etc apt and then sources.text. So this is sources.list is somewhere here, right here, this one. So if I just say cat -n etc apt sources.list, this will just basically show all the sources that are for Ubuntu, Debian, Ubuntu, that I can get them from there. And then the one that has the pound in front of them, so the way you could see which one of those ones are active and which one are not, you can just say, don't show me the -n here. But at this time, I could say grep -v on that command. Let me just go get the one space here. One space with this. And then right here, I'm going to do a grep out. By doing a grep -v, you're grepping out what you don't want. So anything with the first character start with a pound, then you just say that don't show me those ones. Now you can see all these ones are active. So for Jammy Jellyfish code update, Jammy update, Jammy universe, Jammy universe, and this, all of them are under US archive Ubuntu directories, and then Jammy-security main. All of those are the repository that is going to look. So since I'm showing you this file, I'm going to do apt install and then htop. So it's going to consult these repositories and it's going to find the dependencies on all the packages. Then it's going to say, okay, you want to install that package, I will install it for you. Since I did not give a -y for yes, it might prompt me and it's going to just say, okay, these are the packages that you want to install. But sometimes it just does it as default one, so it didn't prompt me yet. And then this ManDB that it is doing it. So whenever the package are installed, it's also making sure that ManDB is run in order to make sure that when you do man information on the package, you can just get that information there as well. I'll show you a couple of things on that one right after this Ubuntu. So now this one is installed. If I say which htop, now you can see htop is installed here. If I say where is htop, you can see that binary is on user bin and the man page is under user share man1. Man1 meaning that this one, because the name is htop.1.ganzip, automatically as soon as you type in man -k, for example, htop is gonna look for the keyword matching htop, but then it's gonna say, oh yeah, because there's a man page with section 1, then it's going to identify this one as section 1. And it does show you interactive process viewer. So if I just say, what is htop, to see what is htop, we did the which, and you know that it is showing you interactive. They're similar to the K option, which is a props. So we can, with uppercase K actually. So you can see if you do this one, you can also, sometimes you can run commands on this one. For example, if I say, let me run the htop first, and then we come back to ManDB and show you ManDB a little bit more. So htop, I'm going to run it now, it is there. You can see that it's a nice graphical user interface, but then it has this function key F1 through F10. For each one of them, you can do setup, for example, search, filter 3, F6. And if you get it on 3, for example, you have to just make sure that you have enough room to look at it, maybe resize the window to get it a little bit bigger, and just so you can see everything. At the same time, this is showing you the CPU memory usage, the percentage, and then the task, how many processes are running. Since we say it's multi-threading, multitasking operating system, inside of each of these processes, there are small threads that could run. And then we can talk about the proc file system to show you some of those details as well. On some videos on Solars or Linux, I have already done some videos. So you're welcome to go my web university at my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@mywebuniversity, and that's the handle. And then you can just watch these videos for more details. So let me just at this time quit out of this one. I want to just show you the ManDB also. Since we did that one, and now we installed it as IOstat. If you want to uninstall it, you can remove it. And the way you could do it, since it's a app stuff, you can clear the screen, say app-help, and you can see that for --help, it gives you all the commands that you can do: list, search, show, install, reinstall, remove. So if you want to remove it, it's not deleted, it's removed. You just have to do it. And if you are updating a package, you can do update. And then the one that I want to show you here, for example, list, search, and show, those ones. So let's clear the screen here. We say app list, and then IOstat. Since we just installed it, you can see that it is that package is already showing that it is installed here. Similarly, if you say app show, it shows the details of that package if it is installed. And then this is going to give you information about where you can get to report the bug report and all the details, and information about the version and all the other details. So you can also do app info IOstat, and then that would also show you the information about this package, similar to the show. So the other thing that you could do is clear the screen again, and then this time I'm going to just run the command ManDB, because if I just do, before I do that one, let me just do ns lookup google.com, and then now you can see that you get the name server lookup. But if I say what is ns lookup, if the ManDB is up to date, you can see it is going to give me the information. Similarly, if I say what is route, for example, command, and if it is does that one, it is great, it is showing there. Sometimes if your ManDB is saying that no appropriate command found or something, what you can do is say just run ManDB. ManDB is going to just update all the man related indices, and then update everything. So as you can see, everything was up to date already. There was no need to do that one at all. So if I just say man pwd, it will just say that it is giving you the man page for print working directory, and at the same time man -k, let's say locate, the keyword locate, you can see there's so many of them. So clear the screen. If you just look for the mount command and say what is mount command, so you can do mount all, umount, and so on. And these commands are like to mounting file system, like df-h. When you do df-h, this format and kind of this information about this system, that are all the devices that are mounted already, you can see this one. You can also type in mount command to see a list of all the mounted file system. So you can also do a df-h and then do the type. So if you look at the file, there's a file called etc fstab file. And then if you look at that file, basically cat etc fstab file, then you can see all the file system table that are mounted here. So as you can see, like if I just say df-h and then the root partition, then you can see that root partition is 8 and 171 gig available, 196 gig in size, because I created, when I create the volume on the virtual machine, I gave it about 200 gig, and then now you can see that it's there. Similarly, if I just do this one for var or for users, you can see they're all using the root file system. So if I just at this time do a df-h, notice the file system of this one is extension 4. So if I just say -h minus t and then extended 4, then it will just list all of those ones that are extended 4. Similarly, if there's some other file system, I could just do minus type and then the file system that it is done. And then here there's also swap -l, swap on, I believe it is there. Let's see, swap, yeah, swap on -l, swap on -l, and then that would swap on -s for size. Yeah, that's the one. And so I could do swap on -s for size, and then you can see that this is the allocated, and you can get that information from free-h also. Free-h and human readable, you can see the total memory that is available on the system and used and free, and then also for the swap, how much is it there. And then you can also see this command from the top, as we looked at it earlier. So the top, you can see the load average, and somewhere here, the memory is 4 gig that we were talking about, and also the swap is about 2 gig. So you can also get this information from the proc file system. So let me show you on the proc file system, clear screen. I'm gonna do ls -l proc. So the proc file system, there's mem info that we are interested to see, mem info, this file. And so let me clear screen. And as you can see, the size of that file is 0 byte, which means that it is a pseudo file system. Proc file system is a memory based, or pseudo file system, it's a virtual. It doesn't exist physically. It is fake and basically based on the memory. It comes and go, so it is dynamic. In this one, it shows 0, but if you say cat proc, sorry, cat /proc /mem info, memory information, and 5 more, you can see the file information is all there. Memory total is about 4 gig, and then all my memory free available. Everything that we were seeing on the top, you can see it here. Similarly, if you are interested on the proc CPU info, so the CPU information is also 0 byte file, but if you say more on the proc and then CPU info, you can get that information showing you the processor that is 0 here, and then if there's another processor, you can see that one as well. And then you can just say grep -i, and then the name was processor, I believe. So you can see there, and there's only one processor here, processor 0. Because when we allocated on the virtual machine, as you noticed here, I allocated only on the virtual machine under the system setting, only one processor. Right here under processor is only one here. So that's why we have only one processor there. But if your machine has more and you can allocate it, why not? And then you just have to make sure that your application takes advantage of multiprocessing parallel programming. So here at this time, I'm going to show you the proc file system I did. So the other thing that I want to show you is the clear the screen. If I do IOstat, let's see, IOstat is if that one is installed, you will get that one, but it is not installed. And it says in order to do that one, you have to do apt install sysinstall. Because I'm root already, I don't have to do sudo, so I'm going to say apt install sysstat. Sysstat actually is going to do IOstat as well as nprstat. So if I say which npstat, the npstat, and I say, let's say npstat is going to say that it is not installed. You need to install the apt install sysstat. So by installing this sysstat, I will get the IOstat that is missing, also the npstat. VMstat is already there, the virtual memory statistics. So if you do a VMstat by itself as default, no argument, you can just get one session. But if you want one and then 5 sessions of those ones, one with a delay of 1 second, but 5 times a repetition, that would VMstat will run every 1 second 5 times. And then if you wanted like a delay of 2 seconds, let's say 2 times, or 1 time, 3 times, let's do 3 times. You can see that it delays 2 seconds and then it does 3 times and it exits. So as you can see now, IOstat needs the sysstat to be installed, and then also npstat. So I'm going to clear the screen and say apt install sysstat. That's the package there that it is going to be installed. And then you can always do a app search on the sysstat and see what that package is available or not. But when you do this one, the repository is going to check for you, and then it's going to find under the Ubuntu Jammy update, as you can see on the get one right here, main, and then it's going to find it, and then it's going to install it for you. And then now it's doing the etc default sysstat with new version, and then SAR. This is system activity report stuff that is also for monitoring, so it gets updated. But you need to enable that one with a sys account to do that one. On one of these days, I might show you that one as well. A lot of people, they don't use it, but a lot of people on the old days, we used to use it. And depending on what is your needs, and we rather show you things that you definitely need it when you're running as a system administrator, as a junior, as a senior. Some of these things you need to learn it and do it on the fly. And when you do these things, sometimes you do it on multiple machines rather than just 1 or 2. So you have to automate the process through Salt or some thing else. Whatever the tools that you use, whether you use Jenkins or Salt or Poppin, Chef or something. Those ones I didn't use, but I use Salt a lot. So let's just go through this, and now the ManDB again is done. So now I say which VM stat was already there, and then I say clear the screen. So which IOstat is now there, and then which npstat is there. So now input output the statistics, you can get it for also that also requires like 1 in delay and 5 increment. You can just do that one. Each time you run it, it's going to run that money session. But a lot of these like the devices that you have, and then on the hard disk and everything that is there, it is showing you and the average usage CPU, and then the number of kilobyte read, the number of kilobyte written, and all the details are here. And then the other command that we wanted to show you was mpstat. And then mpstat is similar. You can just run mpstat also with 1 and 5, let's say. You can see that then the output will be written 5 times there. And then notice the CPU is showing the user, the nice, the system, the IO wait, the interrupt request calls soft, the steal if the process was the buffer was stolen, and then gust, and then gnice, and then idle. And this one is giving you more details here, but at the same time, I wanted to show you some other details here. So let's do a clear screen, and then this time I'm going to say locate IOstat. So when we install IOstat, locate is not found. So in order to install locate, this is the package that you want to do plocate. So let's do that one. App install plocate. Locate is just like similar to multiple locate. It is just basically finding a binary where it is located on the system. How many instances of them is there. This time it says that it found the additional disk space will be used. Do you want to continue? I say, yeah, go ahead, use it. It's not too big. And then locate the DB is also kind of needed for this one. Update DB, and then ManDB. ManDB is only for man pages, but this one we can just do locate to see what is in there. And then the locate is basically showing you the files like similar to where is. So whenever you run those ones, you can get this one. So with this video, I'm showing you so far a number of installation packages that are needed, and maybe I just stop installing too many of them, because it's much easier to just put it on the description, all of them, but on the title, I could just make it a title to say something that is useful, so you can find these things when you're looking for it. And when you're making a long video, sometimes it is hard for people to just pinpoint where it is. You're welcome to skip the portion that you don't need it for the moment, and just do the one that you're doing here. Let me pause it for a second, because it's kind of slow on the 78%. So I'm going to pause it for now. So it is working on it right now, and it's almost done. So let's see if it finished quickly. Right now, it's just did it. So the command that we did was to I'm going to up arrow to see what was the command here for, I think was plocate. So plocate, we install it. I'm going to clear the screen here, and this time I'm going to say which locate, and then the locate is itself is there. And then also if I say where is a locate, you can see those two location. One is the user bin locate, which is the binary. The other one is the man page for user local user share man one in this case. And then man, as we did -k here for the keyword, and then say locate, there would be a number of things that are matching with and that one. So if you're interested only to see section 1, you could just say grep -i, and then just say within this code, double code, you can say similar to syntax that it finds the stuff here. You can do like that. And then if you just say, well, I don't care if it is 1 or 2 or 3, I want to search for all of them, you can just do something like 1 through 9, and then it will list all of them. and that are matching with those digits. But if you are interested only to do for one, then you can just do this, and then it will search only the one that you're interested with one, locate. So, and then as you can see, if I say what is locate here, it is going to just say it locates files in the directories. So if I say locate IOstat, it's going to just find all the IOstat related stuff. If I say locate, let's say file system checker, you can locate anything, you could search for it. And then let's say I say locate find command, the Unix find command, you will see there's a lot of them. But if I say locate and then use the scanf function, which is a C++, this is in man section 3. So when I do a man minus K, and then I told you that I'm going to show you a number of ways for man pages also. So here's the chance that I can show you those. Man minus K scanf, you can see they're all section 3 here, because those ones are on the header files and there. So if I just say man scanf, it's going to just automatically find it from standard library there, the header files and all the information with the scanf. It is going to show that one. And notice that when you do man scanf, it's automatically going to say this is section 3. But if you know that it is section 3, you can also do man minus S3 and then scan F. So now by default, it automatically reads the user share man pages on the whatever is that target file, like we were showing you right here when we say where is locate, where is scanf, scan, what is scanf? Let's see, what is scanf? And then also which is scanf, which scanf would show us the location of the binary, if there is any, and then also the path. But because this is not a command, it is just a header file, and opposed to like a printf statement. So now if I just change this one to printf, which a printf statement, and printf is also a command on Linux now. So on the user bin printf, and then if I say locate a printf statement, and then you can see that there's a lot of information on man section 3 as well as man section 1. So if I say man minus K printf statement, you can see that it is showing you on those section as well. And then similarly, if you are doing with the section, so I could say, show me the Unix command equivalent to man pages for printf statement. Then I could say man, just a printf statement without giving a section. This one is the Unix command. Notice that this is the syntax and it says format that data. So I can do a printf statement with that syntax. But at the same time, if I do a minus S1 here, whether I put a 1 next to it or separate it, will still do section 1 here. But if I do a section 3 here, man section 3 here, then this is going to go to the C standard library header files, and it's going to show you the printf function, not printf statement or a command on that. And then also it shows you the vprintf and other sprintf and all those other ones that are related to C library here. So if you just go there, you can read the entire thing, and just this is the syntax for the function, for example, to print the floating point numbers. And then for percentages, for example, you can do percentages somewhere should be a string. And this one is like %2 $, times 1 and then $D. This D for digit, it's going to print that name and digit. But the syntax is all in every programming language. You have to understand them on what you're doing here. So also you can do info. So man info. Info itself is a command that you can just run. It says read information and documents. So clear the screen and say, what is info? Similar to man pages, info is going to give information on a command. So if you say info locate command, for example, you can get the information on that one. And if you quit out of it and say info, let's say pwdx, print working directory of executable. You can see that it's for the process, and you could get the working directory of a process for that one. And then that one is on the proc file system. So if I just type nps here, notice here I'm running bash as this, then I can say echo $$. This is my current process ID of that one. So if I look at the proc file system, ls minus l slash proc slash 4247, notice there's a number of file systems. One of them is called PWDX, print working directory of executable, or sometimes it's called exec, like here, exec. Exec is our current working directory. Current working directory of this process. So when we did this PWD on this process, I can just say do a PWDX of this one, PWDX of this one minus P for the process, and you can see that it's basically does not need the minus P option for the process, automatically takes it. I'm sorry, there's a space needed. So let me clear the screen here and then just do this with a space here, and you can see that it shows that it's root. Similarly, if I say the command with the current working directory or exec on this one, ls minus l, and then just say proc, and then 4247 slash current working directory. That would just say that it's pointing to this, which is pointing to root. And then similarly, if I just get the exec here, and that is similarly, if there's a file descriptors directory, you can see that it is there. For the exec, it's pointing to the user bin bash there. So you can get all the details here, and then you can see here also is bin bash here, and this is user bin bash there. So what else I could show you here? Let me just see. We did this one, and then top command, and let me pause for a second, and I will just decide if I can cancel it, or finish it or not. Yeah, I'm going to stop it at this time because there's enough we covered on this one. I don't want to just have one video too long, and we could not cover the entire Unix operating system or Linux operating system in one session. No matter how much time you want to spend, you could be working on days and months and just to cover everything. So, and this is going to be the end of this session, but please stay tuned and make sure that you subscribe so you could just watch all the videos that we have posted already, as well as the one that you're interested to just learn. So let me just go to youtube.com and just make sure that you know our channel, because usually I start with getting into the channel and then introduce the channel first. But you're welcome to just join our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com at my web university. This is the studio. So let me just log into actual YouTube. I did click on YouTube, so let's see if this one is freshing again. a little bit rusty here, but it is gonna come. And then on the next session, I'm going to cover how to install Apache web server. I have already installed Apache web server from building from source on a Linux Ubuntu server. So you're welcome to watch it. And there's a lot of videos on Python for C++, C, GUI, Zenity, Bash scripting, Apache web server, you know, you can name it. There's a lot of stuff that here you can just learn. Windows operating system, you know, data structures and WordCup in Python, classes and objects, and so on. So you're welcome to watch these ones and subscribe to our channel. This is a very good tool to show you the front end of actually this one that I posted 21 hours ago last night, and it was basically giving you options for running Linux Ubuntu on both as a server, this white screen, also as a client, which is the one that I showed you today. Yesterday, everything I did it on the server side. Today I used on the desktop, and I'm going to post that one as a desktop virtual machine information. Okay, so thanks for watching. God bless you all. Please stay tuned for more videos, and then just make sure you subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. Bye.